Hi everybody, it's meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. It is coming up on 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time, as Hurricane Lane is spreading very heavy rains over uh, parts of Hawaii, especially over the Big Island, and now that rain is moving westward. Everything seems to be playing out according to plan, including the increasing amount of wind shear that is taking a toll on the hurricane, and we're going to take a look at that in just a second. Here's the radar, and the Big Island has been getting some very heavy rains all night and this morning, and now those heavy rains, especially on the western shores there, you're seeing some heavy rainfalls, the northwestern shores, and those heavy rains are now spreading westward toward the other islands, toward Maui, Oahu, and so on. Not so much yet on the far western side. There's more time. The core of the storm, by the way, is going to be to the west of the Big Island, and you'll see it emerge on the western periphery of this particular radar. Let's see if I'm able to jump around to some of the other sectors. There's an adjacent sector that's a little further to the north. That's not good. Okay, that didn't work. All right, so I'm going to see if I can find some other radar sectors so we can take a look at what's happening a bit further to the west as well. But the rainfall in some areas has been already significant enough that we do have some flash flood issues. And we'll go to, let me come back to I'm going to go to the homepage of the Hawaii Weather Service here from Honolulu. So we have hurricane warnings up for just about all of the islands except the westernmost islands. But we've also had in the darker red, and you can see it here, that is a flash flood warning that was issued from earlier, so and from the overnight. So I am having continuing to have some signal issues here. If I do lose you, I tried last night to live stream, so I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can. Hurricane warnings are up. This is the forecast from the Central Pacific Hurricane Center. You can see that they weaken it from major hurricane to hurricane status, Category 2 or less, Friday morning, and then it takes that hook to the right and weakens further into a tropical storm. I think that this is, certainly in line with what we're seeing with everything that's going on. The advisory at 5 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time, 16.9 north, 157.4 west, with top winds of 130 miles an hour. Notice on the satellite loop, folks, the storm looking much more ragged than it has looked in quite a while. We've had that buzzsaw look for a long time. Now it's got this sort of ragged look. You can still make out an eye there. If you look near the center of that white ball, there's a bit of a warm spot there, a lighter shade of white gray. That's where the eye is, so we can still see it, and you can also follow the track along. It's basically northwest or north-northwest. So it looks like it's going to pass probably about 100 or so miles, or maybe inside of 100 miles of the western shores of the Big Island during tonight. And of course, the bands are all sweeping northward. The wider view if it's freshening up here, also a bit more of a ragged look to it. Notice you got a lot of clouds that are streaming up north and east of the islands. That's a missing frame that you're seeing on the flash here. But I'm going to stop it right before that. But you notice how as it's gotten a more ragged looking, the shear taking its toll. That's where you see all those blow-off clouds running up to the north and northeast. That's what happens. The part very rapidly, but it is gradually weakening, and this is some weakness in the ridge to the north, and it carries along with the track. Again, just the GFS continues to want to hook this where it goes over the islands. If it happens, that is going to cause the deterioration to happen faster as the storm interacts with the terrain. Once again, let me apologize again for the signal issues. It has been very frustrating for me. I wanted to do one last night. I sat here and tried about half a dozen times to pull it off, and it just didn't seem to work. So I think I'm just going to call an end to this here until I can figure out what the issue is regarding the signal issues. In the meantime, we will be back tonight with our usual live stream at 6 o'clock Eastern time. So do by all means look for that a little later on this evening. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you later.